Hi, good evening. Welcome to another Nee B Flat Earth video. I know I haven't made one for the last few weeks because I've been researching and finding a lot of things out, and I do spend a lot of time taking a step back as well, observing what people write, both sides of the story. And one thing I've come to a consensus is you can never convince people that it's a flat earth that we live on. They have to find this out for themselves. If your mind is close to it now, you're just never going to be open to it. So it's very difficult to try and convince people that it is a flat earth that we live on. No matter how much evidence that you present, you're still going to come across a lot of denial. People are just not ready to accept the earth is flat and it's not a globe. Like geocentrics, flat earth advocates often give long lists of texts. For instance, Samuel Rowbotham, one of the founders of the flat earth movement, he cited 76 scriptures in the last chapter of his monumental second edition, The Earth is Not a Globe. Apostle Anton Dahms, the assistant to the Reverend Wilbur Glenn Believer, one of the America's known flat earthers, he compiled 50 questions about the creation and the shape of the earth, bolstering his answers with up to 20 scriptures each, rather than presenting an exhaustive compendium of flat earth scriptures. I focus on which seems to be the strongest, and I also comment on some of the attempts to find the earth's spherical shape in the Bible as well. Scriptural quotes, unless otherwise noted, from the New English Bible, the Hebrew, the Greek translations are from Strong's exhaustive concordance of the Bible as well. These are all books that you can read and that you can find for yourself. The biblical cosmology is never really explicitly stated, so it must be pieced together from scattered passages, and the Bible is a composite work. So there is what we call not a priori reason why the cosmology assumed by its various writers should be relatively consistent, but it is, isn't it? The Bible is, from Genesis to Revelation, a flat earth book. It's hardly surprising, as the neighbours, the ancient Hebrews, they had the Egyptians to the southwest and the Babylonians to the northeast. Both civilizations had flat earth cosmologies. The biblical cosmology closely parallels the Sumero-Babylonian cosmology as well, and it also may draw upon the Egyptian cosmology too. The Babylonian universe was shaped like a modern domed stadium. The Babylonians considered the earth essentially flat, with a continental mass surrounded by an ocean, the azimuthal equidistant. The vault of the sky was a physical object resting upon the ocean's water, and perhaps also upon pillars. Sweet salt-free waters below the earth sometimes manifest themselves as what we know as springs. The Egyptian universe was also enclosed, but they depicted it as rectangular instead of round. So indeed, it was shaped much like the old-fashioned steamer truck, but the Egyptians pictured the goddess not stretched across the sky as the enclosing dome, if you will. Now, the Genesis creation story provides the first key to the Hebrew cosmology. The order of creation makes no sense from a conversational, or should I say, a conventional perspective, but it is perfectly logical from a flat Earth viewpoint. The Earth was created on the first day, and it was without form and void. Genesis 1:2. On the second day, a vault, the firmament of the King James Version, was created to divide the waters, some being above and some being below the vault. And on the fourth day were the sun, moon, and stars created, and they were placed in, not above the vault. Which brings us to the vault of heaven, which is obviously a crucial concept because the word firmament appears in the King James Version of the Old Testament not once, not twice, but 17 times. And in each case, it's translated from the Hebrew word rakuya, which means the visible vault of the sky. The word ragira comes from ragua, which means beaten out. And in ancient times, brass objects were either cast in the form required or beaten into the shape of an anvil, on the anvil. A good craftsman could beat a lump of cast brass into a thin bowl. Thus, Elihu asks Job, can you beat out the vault of the skies, as he does, hard as a mirror of cast metal? Job 37:18. The question shows the Hebrews considered the vault of heaven a solid physical object, such as a large dome would be tremendous feat of engineering. The Hebrews, and supposedly Yahweh himself, considered it exactly that, and the point is hammered home by 5 scriptures. Job 9:8, who by himself spread out the heavens. Psalms 19:1, the heavens tell out the glory of God, and the vault of heaven reveals his handiwork. Ragia. Psalms 102:25, the heavens were thy handiwork. Isaiah 45:12, I with my own hands stretched out the heavens and caused all of their host to shine. And then Isaiah 45:13, with my right hand I form the expanse of the sky. If these verses are about a mere illusion of a vault, they are surely much ado about nothing. Shaianism comes from Shema, a root meaning to be lofty. It literally means the sky. Other passages complete the picture of the sky as a lofty physical dome. God sits throned on the vaulted roof of the earth, whose inhabitants are like grasshoppers. He stretches out the skies like a curtain. He spreads them out like a tent to live in. Literally means circle or enclosed by extension. It can also mean roundness, as in a rounded dome or vault. And God walks to and fro on the vault of heaven, watching our every move. Today's news is tomorrow's history. What do you believe in? Thanks for watching, and you take care.